Hi, my name's Angelica, and this is an upper back stretch and strengthen class that's really gonna help you with your computer hunching posture. All you need for this class is a mat, a foam roller, and optional arm weights that are 1 to 3 pounds. If you don't have arm weights, you can use any household equivalent, water bottles, cans of food, anything that will just give you a little bit of weight. So let's get started. Okay, to set up, you're gonna put your roller in the middle of the mat and try to hold onto the roller with one hand and just sit on the very edge of it so that it doesn't roll around. And now you can put both hands on the ground, and that's gonna help you ease yourself onto the roller. Once you get on there, you wanna make sure your head is fully on there and your pelvis is fully on there and neither one of those is hanging off. And if you are using arm weights or whatever household equivalent you have, you're gonna grab those now and start by reaching your arms long by your sides with your palms face down. So if you're holding arm weights, you wanna grip them nice and tight. And we're gonna start with a little upper back stretch, and all you're gonna do is reach your arms backwards as far as you can go without causing any pain. If you have neck issues, don't go too far. Stay there for a moment, and then bring your arms back down by your sides. So we're just gonna repeat that 3 more times. Inhaling to go back, holding the stretch. Even your neck gets a stretch here. And exhale as you lower. Obviously, if something hurts, you wanna change your range of motion and not go as far, or you wanna do it without arm weights. Inhale here, hold it for a moment. Exhale as you lower. And one more time, inhale, reach, hold that stretch, and exhale as you lower. And now hopefully what you're feeling is that your shoulder blades are settling down towards the mat more and your chest and collarbones are opening up more. So now we're gonna change that up. We're gonna add on to that, and it's also gonna give you a little bit of a massage between your shoulder blades. So reach your arms back and then move them out to the sides and circle them down around back to the sides of your body. As you reach back, your palms face up, and then as you go out to the sides, your palms try to face in towards your body. And then when you return to the sides of your body, your palms can face down again. 2 more times. Inhale, reaching back. This is where we get that massage between the shoulder blades, out to the sides and into your body. 1 more time. Inhale, reach back. Out to the sides. The biggest range of motion you can make with your arms. And reverse it. Go out to the sides, back by your ears, and press down to your mat. When you go out to the sides, your palms face in towards your body. And then once you get close to your face, your palms face up and press down to your sides. If you are not using arm weights, I want you to stretch your fingers as much as you can until your hand arches. Out to the sides, same exact thing with the palms. Palms face up. Make sure that you're not relaxing your hands here. You won't get as big of a stretch. Press down to your sides 1 more time. Open, circle out around to the sides of your face. Press down. And then we're gonna do 1 more stretch that feels super, super good. So reach your arms up to the ceiling. You can, again, do this with or without weights. Palms face each other. Open your arms out to the sides. And you might not be able to touch the ground, but if it feels okay, you can let your hands rest on the ground. I wouldn't let your elbows rest on the ground, just your hands, and come back up. So this is a really, really good stretch for opening the chest and getting the upper back to just get flatter. And then coming back up. 2 more times. Inhale, open. The breath really supports the stretch. If we inhale, we expand the chest more, and then we exhale to lift. Last one, inhale, widen. And now we can just stay here for a second and just really take the stretch that feels good to you. For some people, they'll want to move their arms closer to their head or further away. You're just going to find the position that feels best to you. And then bring your arms up and down to the sides of your body. Okay. So you can still use arm weights for this, but if your arms are tired, just skip the arm weights. We're gonna make it just a little bit harder now. So now we're working on strengthening and stretching the upper back at the same time. So this is called the Pilates curl. I want you to curl your head up until you put a crease in your shirt right where the base of your sternum is. Don't curl up this high. This is not a Pilates curl. You have to actually like crease your shirt. You have to reach a stopping point where you can't go any further. Hold the Pilates curl. Reach your arms up to 90 degrees. Lower your arms down. So now the goal is, can we hold the Pilates curl? Can we try to pinch our shoulder blades into the roller and not hunch them apart? And can we do an arm movement that will stretch all the muscles around the shoulder blades? 2 more times. Inhale as we lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower, and lower your head all the way down. To get off the roller, you can slide to one side if that's easier for you, or you can just press yourself up and move it out of your way. Because now we're gonna turn the roller 90 degrees, and we're gonna use it to stretch our upper back a different way. So put it like right about here on your mat. You don't need arm weights, so you can just move those out of your way. And make sure that you can get your legs straight and get the roller under the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. And the best way to figure that out is if you can pull your shoulder blades off your back and you no longer feel them touching the roller, you're probably in a good spot. And then you press them back down and you feel the bottom tips touch the roller, that's probably a good spot for you. Some people might have to just scooch a little bit more forward than that. I'm very tall, so I'm gonna scooch a little bit more forward. And now let's stretch our chest even more than when we had our spine on the roller. You're gonna reach your arms back, you're gonna let the roller roll, and you're gonna go back as far as you can go, and generally this feels good to everyone, so just take a moment there. And then we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna peel up one bone at a time, chin to chest, round the neck, round the upper back, flex your feet towards your face. Try to use your core muscles to pull yourself off the roller and round over your legs. When we're in this position, it's so easy to hunch and feel like we're stretching better because we're getting our fingers further, but I want you to try to pull your shoulder blades together, and that's gonna stretch your neck more. So roll back down and let yourself arch back over that roller. It feels so good to the upper back and neck. And then bring your arms forward, bring your chin to your chest, flex your feet towards your face, pull your belly button in, come off the roller, round over your legs. And you'll notice I'm being very disciplined and I'm not hunching. Okay, so you have to be very disciplined when you do this part of the exercise. Inhale as you roll down 2 more times. Arching back. Taking a moment here because it feels so great. Exhale, rolling up. Flex your feet towards your face. Find a long neck, right? Don't shorten your neck. Long neck as you round over your legs. Inhale as you roll down. And reach back. And last roll up. Exhale as you roll up. And then just because everybody wants to, go ahead and grab your feet if you can grab your feet. And then it feels really nice to push your spine backwards as you pull your feet. So you get a real nice oppositional stretch here. Okay. So we've really worked the core, we've really stretched the spine. Now we're gonna work on strengthening the upper back because most people have very weak muscles up here between the shoulder blades, and it does lead to a lot of pain while sitting because you just cannot hold your shoulder blades on your back. So this is the exercise for that. It's called the Swan. We're gonna do it with the roller because it makes you engage your muscles much more than without the roller. So I want you to get very specific. The roller has to go under your wrists, not your arm, not your fingers. Right under your wrist, forehead on the mat. Make sure that you're arching your hand. This is the biggest mistake that people make. They cup the roller and hold it like this, or they just relax their hands and their hands do nothing. So arch your hands and you will already feel the muscles in your upper back engaging. Your feet can stay slightly apart, but I want you to push your feet into the ground until your kneecaps hover off the ground. Now your core and butt muscles are engaged. Start with your forehead on the mat. As you inhale, lift your head. Pull your shoulder blades down your back and the roller will start to roll under your fingertips and you're gonna lift up into that swan. You will notice that I have not grabbed the roller, I'm still arching my hands. If I grab the roller, my upper back disengages 50%. So stretch those fingers out and lower down. We're gonna do that 4 more times. Inhale to lift. Imagine I put a book on the top of your head and you had to keep that book balancing on the top of your head. It can't fall off. Not forward, not backwards. Exhale, lower down. You'll also notice I'm letting my feet stay very far apart because it lets me get my chest higher. You don't have to do this with your legs together. Inhale to lift. Check that your fingers are as stretched and arched as possible. Pull your belly button in. Exhale, lower. And now we're gonna add a little bit of a challenge. Inhale, lift. Picture that imaginary book on the top of your head. Can you lift your left hand 1 inch off the roller? Right hand, left hand, right hand, and lower down. If that challenge isn't possible for you, you don't have to add that on. It just gets the muscles working harder because now you're balancing just on one hand. So try it one more time. Right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. Lower the body down and sit back in child's pose. We do child's pose because we've just arched our lower back so much, we have to give it a counter stretch. Do it very precisely. Do it the Pilates way. Don't cross your feet over each other. Put your big toes together. Put your knees as wide as the mat. Keep your hands as wide as the mat. See how low you can get. Some people will cross their ankles because it hurts their feet. If it hurts your feet, I just want you to tuck your feet under. Okay, and now we've come to our hardest exercise. So pull that roller underneath your ankles. And in fact, it's probably even better to start with it under the tops of your feet. You'll see in a second. It depends on what version of this you're gonna do. But for now, start with it under the tops of your feet and come to one edge of the mat so the rest of the mat is behind you. So this is a plank on a roller. You might be thinking this looks incredibly hard. How am I gonna do a plank on a roller? But there's a basic, easy version and then there's a hard version. So you're gonna pick the version that works for you. So I want you to stretch your fingers out wide. I want your pinkies against the edges of the mat so that your hands are slightly wider than your shoulders. Or if you have very wide shoulders, you might have to go wider than the mat. Imagine there is a wall right in front of your skull, right in front of the top of your head, and you have to push the wall over with the top of your skull. So we're not shrinking our neck into our shoulders, we're lengthening our head out of our shoulders. I want you to align your wrist behind your shoulder. This is the Pilates alignment for plank. Do not let your wrists go in front of your shoulders. And then the basic version of this plank, you're gonna keep your knees bent and you're just gonna try to lift your knees and you're gonna feel how hard your upper back has to work. This is a great position because it straightens out your upper back, right? We all develop that hunch in the upper back and we need to counterbalance that and straighten it out. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your knees down, and then you get to do that child's pose again. So remember, your knees are wide, your feet aren't crossed. You take a little stretch. And then we come back out. We're gonna do this 3 times. I like to do a really perfect form and not do it that long and rest in between and then do it again so that your body is developing better posture. If we hold this plank for too long, we're gonna start losing our form and having bad posture. So find the same position. And now I'm gonna teach the add-on to make it harder if you wanna make it harder. Start with the roller under the tops of your feet. Start with your wrists behind your shoulders. Push through an imaginary wall with your head. Lift your knees, straighten your legs. Hold your plank. Your body is so long. If your legs are straight, squeeze your heels together. Keep lengthening. Remember, there's a wall in front of your head. You have to push that wall over. You have to lengthen your body so much. Make sure you're not hunching. You're not bringing your shoulders to your ears. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees in, lower them down. Widen your knees to take another child's pose. And you're also helping your posture in child's pose, right? Because you can't hunch if your arms are straight and wide. That's gonna allow your upper back to get really nice and stretched out and as flat as possible. Okay, our last repetition here. So, come back into your beautiful Pilates alignment, wrists behind shoulders. You're doing either the hard version or the easy version. Here we go. Reach your head through the imaginary wall. Lift your knees. Straighten your legs if you're doing that version and squeeze your heels together. Lengthen your body. Hold your plank. Can you keep pushing your head into the imaginary wall? Don't drop your head towards the ground. Push the ground away from you with your arms. Lengthen your toes if your legs are straight. 5, 4, 3, get longer, 2, 1, bend your knees in, and you are done for the day.